Hello, and welcome back to Random Vids. So, like last week, where we talked about my amazing races, and we talked about all three of the seasons, and which one I found my least favorite, and then which one I found my favorite and stuff, I found that was kind of a fun idea to do, so we're going to kind of do that again today. Instead of it being an amazing race, though, we're going to be talking about something I like to do every year. Something that I usually do towards the end of the year, usually from about Thanksgiving to Christmas. And yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about now. I'm talking about the Christmas sitcom. So, like The Amazing Race, there is a total of 3 seasons: the 2020 edition, the 2021 edition, and the 2022 edition. Now, obviously, it's a little more different than Amazing Race, and my least favorite from the Christmas sitcom isn't quite as bad as my least favorite from Stuffed Animal Amazing Race. Um, Anywho, I hope you enjoy. Sit back and relax as we talk about the Christmas sitcom. I hope you all are excited for Christmas this year because it's coming fast, that's for sure. Anywho, hope you all enjoy, and let's go to my absolute least favorite Christmas sitcom to do. And that season or year was the season 1 or the 2020 edition. Yeah, so sometimes the first sometimes can be the worst. Not saying I hated it, because I really liked it. I was trying to do different ideas. Back in 2020, when I first started the YouTube, I was doing Amazing Race Season 2, and I was doing Mario Party 4 with the Mario characters. Once the Mario Party 4 ended, I figured, might as well do something funny with some of the plushies I have and make like a Christmas sitcom almost, where we'll have my three characters talk about Christmas and stuff. And of course, those three actors, those three characters end up being Fireflower Mario, Daisy, and Puppy Paws. It's just such a classic duo. You gotta like it. Here's the thing though. For season 1 of Christmas sitcom, I didn't really know what I was getting into. I just figured, this is gonna be interesting. Like, I filmed the first episode, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. Make about 5 minutes worth of like funny content for these three to do, and then make some sort of funny blooper thing at the end. And I just figured, okay, this is gonna be really fun to do. So season 1 was actually the longest season to do because I ended up doing like 18 or so episodes. 18 or 17, something like that. But it was a lot to do, like, really. And you want to know why I could do about 18 or whatever episodes? I did one basically once a day and took one day off. That's a lot. And I didn't really have any ideas for Christmas sitcoms either, besides doing holidays. But eventually, you're going to run out of holidays. There's not 18 or so holidays you can just talk about for like 5 to 10 minutes. And yeah, this year's theme was definitely, or 2020's theme, I should say, was definitely a holiday theme, where Daisy, Firefly Mario, and Puppy Paws would talk about holidays. Whether if it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, you name it. Heck, a few little ones too, like 4th of July, New Year's, a few here and there. The only problem is that doing a Christmas sitcom once a day and having one day off was a lot, and I was really starting to get burned out during the whole thing, and I was not really looking forward to making Christmas sitcoms once a day. Towards the end, I kind of forget, but I believe towards the end I started backing up a little bit and being like, okay, maybe more like 3 or 2 days a week instead of like every day a week, because I was really getting tired of having to do a Christmas sitcom every single day. And doing one every day and having to try to come up with a new thing to talk about, it's a lot of work. And, well, not a lot of work, but it's just annoying trying to figure out what they're going to be doing. And I didn't really have any ideas either. Like, one day they'll be talking about a holiday, then they'll be going to Daisy's house, then Puppy Paw's house, and then they're just going to talk with Mario, and then they're just going to talk to the winners of the Season 1's Amazing Race. Like, I really did not know what I was wanting to do with this. And well, that's not to say a lot of things weren't bad or funny about it, because there was definitely some moments, like when I rewatch Christmas sitcoms, that I'm like, okay, that was actually kind of clever of me, that was actually kind of funny. But then other things I'm kind of like, wait, what? So yeah, because this is the oldest one, of course, that also means it's the most cringiest out of them all, too. So, that's something. Also, I didn't do bloopers on the first episode for some reason, so that's kind of weird. And a lot of the bloopers, especially in the older ones, were just kind of meh. They acted more as like bloopers rather than just Daisy being dumb. Which I guess that kind of defeats the purpose of it being bloopers when Daisy's just being dumb. But I mean, they just weren't funny when they were just actually acting like bloopers. Back in the newer ones, when Daisy was actually trying to be dumb, I feel like that was more. It just works out more. I don't know. I just like the cast because you have Puppy Paws, who's the cute character. Then you have Fireflower, or no, you have Daisy, who's like the crazy dumb lady, and then you have Fireflower Mario, who's the main guy, right in the middle, and like tries to calm Daisy. I don't know. It's just so funny, and I love doing them. um, Anywho, back to season one. Towards the end, I was really getting burned out. Another thing that I did that season that I didn't do in any of the other seasons was have quote unquote some of the characters be sick. Like for example, oh, one day Fireflower Mario's sick, so he ain't gonna show up. Oh, one day Daisy's not gonna be sick, so she's not gonna show up. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of it being a Christmas sitcom, because the cast is good, but once you get rid of one of the characters, then it just kind of gets kind of meh. Especially with the Talk with Mario Part One, I find that probably the most weakest episode out of them all, just because of how slow that episode is, and just I didn't really have any ideas what to do. Putting Fireflower Mario and Puppy Paws together is fine, but they just aren't really that funny. So you got to see them, but they're just not that funny. So there's not really any point of doing an episode if Daisy's not going to be in it, because that's no fun. And yeah, the ones where Fireflower Mario wasn't there, yet again, I don't know. It's like some parts of season one I definitely liked. Other parts I'm just kind of like, why did I do that? That's so cringy. I was really running out of ideas too, and I don't know. I can definitely say it was the worst out of the three seasons, because at that time I enjoyed doing stuff the Animal Amazing Race more than I did Christmas sitcom, which is something I probably would never say now after how season 3 of Stuffed Animal Amazing Race went. I'm ready for Christmas sitcom 2023. Anywho, I'm getting way too much off topic here. There was a few other episodes that were just kind of like, whoa, what am I doing here? And even some of the holiday episodes, I just feel like I have nothing to talk about. There's just nothing going on, and I'm just kind of lazily, slowly doing things. Unlike the other two, which I think I do a much better job with. Now, yeah, because in 2020 we did have snow, I did end up doing one of the episodes out in the snow, so that's kind of cool. But even then, I found that episode kind of cringy. Like, sort of funny, but at the same time, I don't know if I would do another one of those nowadays. That's pretty much what 2020 boils down to. It might have started off okay, but I was really sick of it towards the end, and I was almost not going to do a 2021 one, because I was like, wow, this is something. I don't know if I really want to do another one next year, but obviously, as you know, I ended up doing one in 2021 and 2022. So I liked it enough to do it again, but oh, I'm so glad I had a year off of doing it, because I was burned off. I was burned out of doing one once a day. I think that was my main problem with it. Doing it once a day and then only having one day off of the week really was a lot. I mean, I had the time back then. This was 2020. I was doing online school and I wasn't working, so I had all the time in the world. But I mean, I just really didn't know what to do for the Christmas sitcoms. There was a lot of long, awkward pauses, a lot of awkward parts. The bloopers weren't really that funny. Sure, maybe some parts of it definitely, but there was definitely a lot of cringy scenes, a lot of weird scenes, a lot of weird episodes, like a Talk with Mario, and then I ran out of ideas, so I did a Talk with Mario Part 2. Like, Jeeves. It was something, and not 16, like 18 episodes, that's a lot. I think I'm pretty much done. Basically, 2020's was a big, cringy mess. But it's alright, but I think the other two seasons I did a lot better with. Now, let's go to number 2, and that is Season 2, or the 2021 version. So this is basically a year after Season 1. Yeah, I kind of knew what I was coming into doing this. I shouldn't say, I don't know. But I was kind of looking forward to getting back into it again, and because it was that time of the season again, I was like, might as well make another season, even if I didn't really like last year's that much. I'll do it, but I'm not going to do it all the time. I'll just do it for fun. And I guess I was in school then, and I was working then, so I was a little more busier. So instead of doing an episode every day and having one day off, it was vice versa. I did an episode once a week from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and I think I had a week off too at some point. So that boiled down to only 6 episodes, which I know I did say 18 was a lot, but 6? That's not a lot at all. um, Also the fact that there's usually there's 3 of the more ones like, okay, yeah, we're obviously doing that, which is the welcome back, the was the night before Christmas Eve, and the end of the show. So that means I could only come up with 3 other episodes that weren't ones that I really needed to do. And this year's theme was more of a Friends theme. We saw Puppy Paw's friends, Firefly Mario's friend, and Daisy's friends. So that's kind of cool, I guess. I think it was a lot easier doing it once a week opposed to once a day, which that made it a lot easier. Also the fact that in 2021 I was less cringier, so a lot of the jokes or things I would do in the Christmas sitcom season 2 were a lot less cringier than the stuff I did in season 1, that's for sure. And I think it was a little funnier too. Not everything, but it was funnier. And I enjoyed the bloopers a lot more too. Instead of it acting like actual bloopers with them like tripping up and stuff, it was actually like more of Firefly or Mario trying to control Daisy, which is a lot more funnier in my opinion and acts more like a fun type of bloopers type of thing. I don't and I enjoyed doing the characters a lot more this time around too. Like I didn't have any of them randomly miss any episode. I mean, I did only have 6 opposed to 18, but I mean, they were there for every episode, so there wasn't random ones where it was just Firefly, Mario, and Puppy Paws, and all the episodes, for the most part, are ones that I'm like, okay, this was actually done pretty well. And also, by the end of it, I wasn't burned out like I was for Season 1, so that was a lot more enjoyable. My only problem about Season 2 is I feel like it was a little rushed. Well, maybe not rushed, but, like, it's kind of forgettable. Like, I can remember the other 2 a lot more, but I don't know, Season 2 I just kind of forget. Because it was just kind of like a nothing season. It's almost kind of like how Total Drama works in a way. Like you have Total Drama Island, which is your original season, but it's kind of slow and it has a lot of episodes. Then you have Total Drama Action, which has less episodes but isn't quite as good. Well, I do think Season 2 of Christmas Sitcom is better. And then you have World Tour, and that's a whole other level. Anywho, I guess it's sort of like that. Anywho, another thing about Season 2 that was just kind of meh is that a lot of the bloopers were kind of the same thing. Daisy not sitting right in her chair. Yet again, I just didn't really have too many good ideas for Season 2. There wasn't enough episodes that I really did. It was once a week. So it was, and my theme that season was Friends, so I didn't really have anything else to work with. Not saying I hated the theme, it was actually pretty good, but I didn't know what else to do. Also the fact that I didn't do bloopers on the very first and last episode for some reason, which meant only 4 of the episodes had bloopers in it, and the fact that in the best moments of 2021, I didn't even add any of the Christmas sitcom, making it even more forgettable. I definitely didn't hate this year, that year, but I can remember the other 2 years so much more. I think it's just because, like, Season 1, I can remember being like, oh god, another Christmas sitcom a day, and then it was the longest, and I used to watch it a lot too when I first made it. And that, of course, the newest season, we'll talk more about that later, but I mean, the newest season, of course, was the newest one, and I remember looking back on it and being like, wow, this was actually quite good, but I don't never really remember 2021's that much. I just figure, it's kind of the odd one out, the one right in the middle, and it kind of is. It's still definitely a good season, and at least after 2021's edition, I was like, okay, like, at least I'm not burned out from doing this every day. I'm doing it only once a week, so it's basically nothing to me. So, yeah, that's basically all I really have to say. And it wasn't really... it wasn't really quite as like filler like the season. I feel like season 1, even though a lot of the episodes were short, it had a lot of filler in it. Season 2 didn't have quite as much filler. It had about the same length episodes, but it definitely wasn't as much filler. So, overall, season 2 is like season 1, but a lot of the problems are fixed. It's just that there's some more problems, like the fact that it's kind of forgettable. Now, let's get to my absolute favorite season of Christmas sitcom, which there's only one more left, so let's talk about that one real quick. My favorite is season 3, or as I should have said, the 2022 version. I know we just had a Stuffed Animal Amazing Race season 3, but this is a much better season 3 than that. So, once, I want to say, November started coming around, I was starting to think about Christmas sitcom. And heck, I even was starting to write down some ideas. Like the Bully episode. No, not the Bully episode. Obviously, I still had the 3 main ones. The Welcome Back was Night Before Christmas, and the Goodbye one. But then, I started actually thinking about some other ideas to make it the first year without a theme, basically. Is that a good thing, though? We'll find out. I actually started, thinking of, and I actually wrote down some ideas. One of them was, a Home Alone one, which I never ended up doing because I figured that'd be way too much work for me, and I was like, oh yeah, I can do this before, Christmas and stuff like that. But then I was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. That's too much work. And then there was another one, I think it was the Daisy versus Puppy Paws, and that one I did end up doing, which I enjoyed doing it. I didn't really like how short season 2 felt, so I upped the ante to 10 episodes, which I think that's perfect. And I did it about 2 episodes per week. So it wasn't one every day, and it wasn't once a week, it was more like twice a week, which it was better because there was more episodes, but it wasn't enough to be alright, I'm burned out from doing this. Sure, I might have missed a week or so, but I still did them, and they were still, and I enjoyed it. Heck, I really enjoyed season 3 because, like I said, I had so many ideas to work with. And I was enjoying doing Puppy Paws, Firefly Mario, and Daisy more than in the other seasons, too. If they were more fun in that season than they were in the other seasons. Plus, a lot of the guest stuffies that I added were a lot of fun, too, because I added a whole bunch of them in this season. Season 1 and 2, I added a few, but not a lot. It was just a few here and there. But for season 3, I really went buck wild with the guests that would appear. One time there's Baby Luigi, and then Luigi will come on, and then Peach, and then Baby Luigi, then Stampy. I went all over the place. Also, yet again, it's 2022, so I'm even a lot of the show is even less cringier than the other 2 seasons. And, oh boy, I don't know what it was, but I just had so much fun doing it. Like I said, it was 10 episodes, so instead of having only 3 episodes that are 3 episodes that I can think about, I had more 5 episodes, 5 or 6. So I had a lot of fun ones, like the Bullies, the Strangers, Daisy versus Puppy Paws, the one where Daisy's the boss. It's kind of funny, and I love what I did with it, and it works really well. Another thing is that the episodes were a lot longer too. Season 2 and definitely season 1, they were only 5 to 10 minutes, and a lot of it was really filler. But season 3 was jam-packed with a lot of stuff that it didn't really feel like filler, even if I was talking about the same thing over and over again, like Daisy not believing in Santa Claus, and over, etc., etc. But I rewatched season 3, and I'm like, wow, I actually had a lot of creative ideas with season 3. Another good thing is that I didn't get burned out at all while doing it. I was enjoying myself doing it, and I was having fun. During season 1, I was basically doing every episode at night, and I didn't really enjoy doing that. Everything was dark, and it was hard to film. Season 2 and Season 3, though, it was more varied. Sometimes it was at night, usually it was during the day, though, because that's when I had time. Like I said, season 1, I was out of school and work, so I could do whenever I wanted. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Also, yet again, I think the bloopers were a lot better this time around, too. Yet again, they're not really bloopers. They're just more of Daisy acting up and Firefly Mario having to calm her down. I don't know. It's still funny though. Like I have a lot more fun doing that than just the typical bloopers that are just like, oh no, someone fell down. And they weren't repetitive too, like they were in season 2 with Daisy trying to find her seat. Like, sure, that's kind of a recurring thing now, but I don't want to do it for every single episode, every single blooper. I like a lot of the stuff that I ended up doing with season 3, and it was a lot of fun to do, and I really enjoyed it. So I personally can consider season 3 of the Christmas sitcom my favorite out of the 3 that I had to do. And that's basically it. There's nothing much else I really have to say. Season 3 of the Christmas sitcom was easily my favorite, and I really enjoyed it. Like, season 1, after it ended, I'm like, thank God. But after season 3, I'm like, wait, I'm not done yet. I still have ideas. And I really enjoyed what I did with season 3, so yes, I will be doing a season 4 this year. Because, I mean, it's at the point where I like to do one once a year. But obviously, it ain't November yet. It's only October, so I'm not going to be doing one till later on. I'm gonna be definitely taking ideas from season 3 because of how much I really enjoyed that season. And I'll probably be writing down some episodes in a notebook and be like, would this work? Would I really like it? Yeah, we can try it. And like last year, I'm definitely going to be doing like the 3 main ones. Welcome Back, Goodbye, and Was the Night Before Christmas Eve. Because those are ones I basically have to do because, I mean, well, I guess I don't have to, but it makes sense to do them. So I can think of other fun episodes to do in between, which will be fun to do, and I'm looking forward to Christmas. Anywho, with all that said and done, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're looking forward to Christmas sitcom this year and Christmas. And I will see you Thursday. Also, another little announcement. Around in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be taking a break from YouTube. Why, you may ask? We are going to be going to Florida. So yeah, just like 2021 where we went to Florida and I made videos, I'm going to be going to Florida, the Disney World yet again, and yeah, except this time around I have my other channel. So I'm not going to be filming off of this channel while I'm down there, but I will be active on my other channel. So subscribe to that channel. I will link it down into the comments so you can subscribe to that and hit the bell so you can get the notifications to that channel, because there's going to be a week that I'm not going to be doing anything. So this week I'll be doing something, and next week I'll be doing something. So today, obviously, and then this Thursday coming up, next Sunday, and probably next Thursday, and then that'll be it. Then I'll be taking a week off because we're going to Florida, and then I'll be back like the second week of November. So just mark that down in your calendars if you're not aware. But no, I won't be gone. I'm not taking a break or anything. I'm just not filming on this device. I'll be on my other channel though, so like I said, I'll have that channel linked down in the description so you can find it if you want to. Anywho, I hope you have a good Sunday and a good day, and I will see you next time.